here we go, coming down, and this will play live later. I do the show at 5 o'clock, so coming down in 3, 2, and 1. All right, we are honored here. We're back at the MGM at Steve Cofield. Chance to sit down with a guy. We barely get him through the crowd. Wayne Newton is here with us. Do you always get this?
It's tough to go anywhere. Thank God. You know, I remember the days that you could go anywhere, and I would think, geez, I wish somebody'd say hello to me. Now they do, and it's a nice feeling.
It's funny. You know, I'm pushing 40. But I'm like an old guy and a younger guy's mentality. And I remember watching. Were you on? It wasn't I Love Lucy. It was probably the Lucy Show. I remember this watching. Like watching as a teenager.
Yes.
You were extremely young then. You were probably just out of maybe not even 20 years old.
Yeah, 16.
You were a raging success back then. Could you ever imagine? That any of this would happen?
You know, the truth of the matter is that it never occurred to me because that was never the important part of doing what I do.
Yeah. Meaning
that I do it because I love it, and I love to do it, and I love to work. And so whether or not I was a success at it never really came into play. Now, obviously, if it had gone the other way at some point in time, it probably would have. You know, but it really was not the important thing.
It's incredible. Wayne Newton's with us, Mr. Vegas. You were just talking before we got on about the fact that, hey, you've been here a long time. You know, when the town was small, I got here about 11 years ago, and it wasn't even that big then. It was 1.1 million, but I'm sure when you first came to town,
80,000 people.
Amazing.
80,000.
Where did the town stretch from? You know, east to west and kind of north south?
Yes, it really went in every direction.
Yeah. And where were the borders then? I mean, how far east and west?
You could go west past Bonanza, and there was nothing there until you got to, you know, the Searchlight group out there.
Yeah.
And then you could go past what used to be the Dunes or the Tropicana, and there was nothing that way. And then my ranch, that's down the heart of the city, was a 2-lane road going each direction. I'd invite people out there, and they say, "Oh no, it's too far to go."
Too far to go, right? So tell me about what this is like. I mean, you're a huge star. You're adored by all these people. You're getting pictures, and then you go in and you see this boxing crowd. You got 9,000 people here for a weigh-in. What was it like standing up on stage?
Well, it was wild because when we were backstage, and I heard so much of the British group out there singing their songs and booing every chance they got, I thought to myself, maybe this is not the place I should be. But the truth of the matter is that when Elio and I went out carrying Floyd's belts, they were terribly respectful of us. It wasn't the great booing job that they, of course, rose to later on.
Right.
So they're a good group. I think tomorrow night will be a totally different crowd. I think it'll be Floyd's crowd tomorrow night.
You kind of wonder how many people are going to get in from the red side with the kind of money you have to pay for tickets, because clearly they'll have to scalp tickets.
Most of the people at the weigh-in will not be at the fight.
Yeah. How heavy were those belts? You were carrying a couple of the belts.
They're pretty heavy.
Yeah.
And you're also thinking, if I drop one of these suckers on, I'm going to be in deeper.
What's the biggest fight you've seen in town? Like your memory of the most energy? Could this match it?
I think that would probably be 3-5. The last one with Muhammad Ali and Larry Holmes. The one with Sugar Ray Leonard and Hagler.
And that was, where was that? Was that at Caesars?
That was at Caesars. Yeah. And then the Tyson fight at the MGM Grand.
Pretty amazing. What do you think will happen in the fight?
I think Floyd's going to win it. Yeah.
Just too fast, too big?
I think he's too fast. I think that Ricky might have a better power punch, but I just think he's going to have a problem finding Floyd to power punch him.
Thank you for a couple of minutes. Enjoy the atmosphere. We're glad you're out here.
Pleasure, man. Thank you. Thanks.